Open your mind. Change your reality. Question reality. Change your destiny.
This doesn't make any sense.
Not everything does. Not everything has to.
This doesn't make any sense.
And today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 Doctor Strange movie facts. For this list, we're taking a look at interesting trivia surrounding the 14th entry in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
What do you think is going to surprise people about this adventure?
Quite how much he suffers and quite how extraordinary his willpower is. I mean, I think that's his main superhero trait, is that the guy is sort of unstoppably stubborn. He won't.
Do you? Number 10, Into Shambhala.
What's this, my mantra? It's the Wi-Fi password.
In the official trailer, Carl Mordo gives Stephen Strange a note that reads Shambhala. Mordo explains that this is the Wi-Fi password, but it's also a clever inside joke that die-hard Marvel fans will recognize. According to Buddhist and Hindu legends, Shambhala is a secret mystical kingdom. Being a hidden community, Shambhala has a fair deal in common with Kamar Taj, where Doctor Strange encounters the Ancient One.
You wonder what I see in your future? Possibility.
It's additionally a reference to the 1986 graphic novel Into Shambhala, which follows Strange on a quest to usher in a new golden age for humanity.
We're not savages.
Number 9, Benedict Cumberbatch's training.
How do I get from here to there?
How did you become a doctor?
Study and practice, years of it.
When Benedict Cumberbatch landed the role of Khan in Star Trek Into Darkness, he committed to a strict diet and exercise regime.
I had no choice.
The almost 40-year-old actor went through a similar fitness routine to transform himself into the Sorcerer Supreme, a role that requires both brain and brawn. Enlisting a personal trainer, Cumberbatch significantly bulked up for the part. Doubling his caloric intake, he almost exclusively ate broccoli, potatoes, and chicken, as well as protein shakes. According to Marvel president Kevin Feige, this was the most demanding regime an actor has ever gone through for the studio.
Teach me.
Just goes to show that nobody becomes a Marvel superhero overnight, unless you're the Incredible Hulk.
I'm always angry.
Number 8, Benedict Cumberbatch initially declined.
What a piece of work is a man.
If you haven't already noticed, Benedict Cumberbatch is currently one of the busiest actors in show business, starring in numerous high-profile films, TV shows, and plays. Given his increasing popularity, it isn't surprising that Marvel has been eyeing Cumberbatch for Doctor Strange from the get-go.
I'm the first person to hold my hand up and humbly admit that I'm not. I never was an obsessive. I have no in-depth knowledge about anything, really, sadly. But certainly not comics.
He initially turned down the role, however, due to scheduling conflicts. Cumberbatch was committed to starring in a theatrical rendition of Hamlet in London, which coincided with the shooting date for Doctor Strange. Marvel also approached Joaquin Phoenix about the part, although he was unwilling to sign up for a multi-film deal.
Your Emperor asked for your loyalty, Maximus.
In the end, Marvel decided to work around Cumberbatch's jam-packed schedule, moving the film's release date from July 2016 to November 2016.
I can't do this. There is no other way.
Number 7, Vincent Price's influence.
I've spent so many years peering through time.
Considering his knack for playing badass geniuses, Benedict Cumberbatch was a natural choice to play Stephen Strange. In another lifetime, though, the late Vincent Price likely would have been the ideal candidate.
During the French Revolution, a certain doctor invented a labor-saving device to take the place of the headsman's axe.
Stan Lee and Steve Ditko, who created Doctor Strange, modeled the character's appearance after the iconic Hollywood actor.
All of you freaks! Mutations!
Doctor Strange made his comic book debut in 1963, which was the same year Price played a sorcerer named Dr. Craven in The Raven.
With all my heart, sir, I tell you, do not go back there.
In addition to bearing a resemblance to Mr. Price, Stephen Strange's middle name just so happens to be Vincent.
Boring.
Price once said, quote, "A man who limits his interests limits his life." Doctor Strange encompasses a similar outlook on life, coming to realize that the impossibilities are endless.
This doesn't make any sense.
Not everything does.
Number 6, Doctor Strange Origins.
Doctor Strange. You think you know how the world works?
The MCU is cutting back on origin stories moving into Phase 3. That's why Captain America: Civil War provided introductions for Black Panther and Spider-Man.
Nice job, kid.
Thanks. Well, I could have stuck the landing a little better. It's just a new suit.
However, Marvel couldn't pass up the opportunity to tell Doctor Strange's backstory. Kevin Feige stated, quote, "Doctor Strange has one of the best, most classic, most unique origin stories of any hero we have. So why wouldn't we do that?" However, Feige has also indicated that the film won't necessarily open with the origin story. Taking a page from Deadpool, Strange will already be the Sorcerer Supreme in the beginning of the movie. At the same time, the film will explore how Strange lost his ability to perform surgery and became master of the mystic arts.
Be careful which path you travel down, Strange. Stronger men than you have lost their way.
Number 5. The first MCU movie about magic.
Through the mystic arts, we harness energy and shape reality.
Ever since the Marvel Cinematic Universe kicked things off with Iron Man, this franchise has leaned more towards science fiction than fantasy. Even Thor struck a certain balance between science and magic.
Your ancestors called it magic, and you call it science. Well, I come from a place where they're one and the same thing.
Doctor Strange will be the first MCU movie that'll leap into straight-up magical territory. Kevin Feige describes Doctor Strange as a character, quote, "who goes from a man of science to a man of faith, and who traverses both worlds." Feige has additionally stated that Doctor Strange will open the door for more supernatural stories in the MCU.
He's searching for a cure for his hands and the issues that he's having. My character introduces him to this different, very mystical world.
The film introduces the idea of alternate dimensions, which just might pave the way for a Marvel multiverse.
Brings out this spiritual dimension which he never knew was possible, and he soon realizes the potential of someone who can help on a grander scale than he'd ever imagined actually existed.
Number 4. Tibet controversy.
You'll die protecting this world.
In the source material, Doctor Strange journeys to Tibet in order to study magic. For this feature film adaptation, though, Tibet will be removed from the equation. Marvel reportedly made this decision to avoid alienating China, which has one of the world's biggest movie markets.
If you acknowledge that Tibet is a place and that he's Tibetan, you risk alienating 1 billion people who think that that's bullshit.
The studio has also stirred up controversy by casting Tilda Swinton, a British woman, as the Ancient One, who's typically depicted as a Tibetan man.
Through the mystic arts, we harness energy and shape reality.
Swinton has clarified that she's not portraying an Asian character in the film, but many critics still argue that this is just another example of whitewashing. Nevertheless, Marvel has stood by their casting choice, explaining, quote, "The Ancient One is a title that is not exclusively held by any one character."
So what Scott decided to do, and this happened before I came on board, so I wasn't part of this decision at all, although there's part of me that wishes I was he was just like, there's no real way to win this, so let's use this as an opportunity to cast an amazing actress in a male role.
Number 3. Benedict Cumberbatch, English teacher.
Don't talk out loud. You lower the IQ of the whole street. We can do much more than just read her emails.
From Sherlock Holmes to Alan Turing, Benedict Cumberbatch is no stranger to playing brilliant individuals.
I like solving problems, Commander.
But he was exceptionally ready for the role of Doctor Strange. Way before he was this famous, Cumberbatch traveled to a Tibetan monastery in Darjeeling, India, where he dedicated a gap or sabbatical year to teaching English.
I don't believe in fairy tales about chakras or energy or the power of belief.
If Cumberbatch were our English teacher, it's safe to say we'd all pay more attention in class. In the end, the experience had a meaningful impact on the Oscar-nominated actor, who was able to apply everything he learned to his performance as the Good Doctor.
Teach me.
Number 2, not the first attempt at a Doctor Strange movie.
I don't understand, but I've made my choice.
Back in 1978, Universal Television developed a made-for-TV Doctor Strange movie for CBS. This was originally intended to act as a television pilot, but CBS ultimately passed on the series. Keep in mind, this is the same network that actually signed off on the reviled Amazing Spider-Man show.
Okay, fellas, enough's enough.
Starting in 1986, a new Doctor Strange feature film entered pre-production. Numerous writers and directors were attached to the project over the years, from Bob Gale to Wes Craven to David S. Goyer. Then in 2005, Paramount obtained the Doctor Strange film rights for Marvel Studios. Over a decade later, the Sorcerer Supreme is finally coming to the big screen.
Be careful which path you travel down, Strange. Stronger men than you have lost their way.
Number 1. Foreshadowing.
But what if I told you the reality you know is one of many?
If you haven't noticed already, Marvel loves to work Easter eggs into their movies, subtly hinting at what's to come. While this film will mark Doctor Strange's first official appearance in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the studio has been foreshadowing his arrival for some time. Doctor Strange was first alluded to in Thor, where the Orb of Agamotto can be spotted in Odin's vault. In Thor: The Dark World, the Crossroads is written upon Eric Selvig's chalkboard. Doctor Strange's name is even quickly dropped in Captain America: The Winter Soldier, indicating that he's a potential threat to Hydra.
Bruce Banner, Stephen Strange, anyone who's a threat to Hydra.
It's little details like this that remind us why the MCU is such an awesome franchise with unlimited potential.
Mr. Doctor, it's strange.
Maybe. Who am I to judge?
Do you agree with our list? What fun fact has you excited for Doctor Strange? For more entertaining top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to Watch